Hey guys, and welcome back today for a brand new makeup review. We have the Rose Quartz collection from Huda Beauty. I was really excited to see this new launch from her. I get really excited anytime she comes out with a larger palette. This one definitely has some interesting textures in it, some interesting shades that I'm going to share with you guys in today's video. We also have her new highlight as well, and if you guys have seen pictures of this one, it looks very interesting. I'm just intrigued by this collection in general, and I cannot wait to try it out, so let's go ahead and get started. Okay, so Huda Beauty did send this over to me. I practically pulled it out of my DHL guys' hands because I couldn't wait to get this review up for you guys. So this is what she sent over in the PR package. It actually was really cute. The package had this self-love journal. I was watching some of Huda Beauty's videos that she posted on her Instagram, and she was just basically saying that this collection is revolved around self-love and loving yourself. So I do like that they included this little journal. If this is available, it is pretty nice, quality. It looks really nice, and it has the rose quartz look to it as well. So I'm not sure if that'll be available for sale, but if it is, it's very cute. So this is the Rose Quartz collection. Everything will be available on Huda Beauty's website, and it looks like as well as in store in Sephora on the 1st of November. So just in time for the Sephora VIP sale. So if you are, kind of eyeing this one, hopefully this review can help you out. We do have a new larger eyeshadow palette. She comes out with one of these every single year around this time. So we have the Rose Quartz eyeshadow palette. Very pretty packaging. I love what she did here with the different style of it is a little bit raised. So it does have the raised. Here's the back of it. Very cute. And then the inside. I know I was reading on Trend Mood and it seems like there's some mixed thoughts on this one, but when I look at it, it looks pretty to me. I'm really excited to dive into this. So here is a look at the inside of the eyeshadow palette. Definitely a lot of different textures in there. I was also watching her Instagram and she was saying that these are duochrome shades, which has me very intrigued to try them out on the eyes. So this is going to retail for $67. And as I stated, it will be available on the 1st. I will put a link to it as soon as it's available down in the description box of this video. She is also launching a highlight with this collection. So it is a full collection. This is going to be the Quartz Glow Face Gloss, and wait till you guys see the inside of this one. It kind of reminds me of that shadow that was in the Naughty palette that everyone lost their mind over. This is what it looks like. Very interesting, very intrigued to try this out on the face. And this one is going to retail for $39 for the face gloss. And then also launching with this, she has a brush set, so 3 different brushes, and then also one of her silk balms. And this one is going to be in the shade Rose Quartz to go with the rest of the collection. She also included some little daily affirmations in the PR package, which I thought was a nice touch. I really like that she's kind of doing this around self-love. I personally think that that's great and a great message to put across. The Wishful line is also launching a Rose Quartz face mask as well, so if you wanted to grab this one is also new. So we're going to be trying out the eyeshadow palette as well as the lip and then also the highlight. I do want to swatch everything. I'm very curious to swatch this palette first, so let's go ahead and do that first. Here are swatches of the eyeshadow palette. It did swatch very beautifully. I actually don't think my camera is really picking up the true prettiness of these shadows, so I'm going to pull out my phone swatch here so you guys can see it on my phone as well, because I feel like it looks a little more true to color on my phone than it is picking up on my camera. I did want to show you comparisons because I know I am seeing some people compare this to the Naughty palette as well as the Mercury Retrograde, so I wanted to show you both of them next to each other. So the top is going to be the new Rose Quartz palette, and then the bottom here is the Naughty palette. So I don't really think there's many similarities in these two palettes aside from those weird looking shades in the swirl pans. The shades to me definitely look different in the new palette. And then I did see a lot of people saying it looks really similar to the Mercury Retrograde as well, and I wanted to show you guys side by side of the Mercury Retrograde. So you can see there are a little bit of similarities with the pinks, and then I do feel we have a deeper brown like you do in the Mercury Retrograde. But I do think they are quite different in my opinion. This bottom one is the Mercury Retrograde, in case you didn't know. Obviously there's the blues in there, but you also do have more of the purple color story. And I do think there is more oranges as well in the Mercury Retrograde, as far as this one has a little bit more pinks. And so you guys will have to tell me if you see the comparison on those, because I do see a few similar shades, but I don't think they are as close as what people are thinking they are, at least looking at them side by side to me. Okay, and then I wanted to show you really quickly a swatch of the face gloss. So you can actually kind of see it, but it definitely does look more sheer. I'm kind of curious to see it on the face, but you can tell it definitely has like a glow to it. And then here is the Silk Balm as well. If you're curious what that color looked like, you can see the gloss there better. So let's go ahead and start trying everything out on the eyes, on the face. I'm really looking forward to this. Okay, to start, I'm gonna go ahead and go into the shade right here called Radiate. And I'm going to use that shade first. I am going to use the brushes that are part of this collection. This is the Eye Blender brush. So it comes in a 3-pack. And I'm just going to go ahead and put this shade on my lid. I think I'm going to try to do a cut crease. We'll see how it goes, but that's the plan. So I'm really wanting to try out, obviously, that like Lovestone color, because I know that's going to be what you guys are most curious on. I also really want to try out some of those like duochrome shades that she was mentioning. So next up, I'm going to go into the shade Serenity right here, and I'm going to use this with the same brush and start to build up the purple. I'm definitely wanting a purple look with this palette. I feel like I have to. I'm going to go into the shade Precious right now, and we're going to start to kind of build this up and see if we can't get a little more depth before we go ahead and cut the crease. Yes, this is beautiful so far. All of these shades seem to be blending really easily, like no effort needed so far. Right now, I'm going to even further deepen it up with this shade right here called Mantra. And again, I'm just going to stamp this and then start to blend it out. I'm still using that same blending brush. It feels really soft and really nice. I'm going to keep this a little bit lower here, but just kind of further deepening this up. So far, the mattes all seem like they are performing really, really nicely. Okay, so I may regret this, but I saw a hack on TikTok that if you use your eyelash curler to cut your crease, it works really well. So I thought I would try it. I don't know, you guys might be like, why are you trying this with the first time at the palette? But I don't know, we'll see if it works. So I'm just gonna go ahead and use this. I put the concealer there, and I'm just gonna take this on my lid and see if it cuts the crease. Okay, yeah, it definitely did. I think I need to round it a little more over here. All right, that definitely worked. So I'm wanting to try the shade Lovestone right there. So I'm just tapping this right on top of the concealer. So I can definitely see like a blue shift. You guys can probably see it too. I feel like it's getting a little bit messy because this is a little bit tacky. So I don't know if I'd do that technique with it again, but the shade is actually prettier than I thought. I thought it was gonna be a little bit more sheer, but I'm definitely seeing it there. Okay, so now we've got that done. I actually think that's kind of like a cool effect. I would just wear that on its own, but I want to try out some of the other shades. I think I'm going to go into Cosmic Love. This one right here, this is like one of the duochrome shifty shades. And I do want to bring this, oh my gosh, yeah, that's pretty. Right up in here, like in the middle. You guys see that? All right, and over here. Okay, yeah, that shade is really cool. It kind of reminds me of the shade in the Mercury Retrograde that I love so much that has such like a depth to it, but this one almost has like a shift. Like it kind of has like a blue purple shift. Okay, now I'm going to go into the shade Blissful, and I'm going to use this for my inner corner and just put this right in here. I don't want to cover up what I did, but I also want to see like more of the colors. Ooh. Everything, these like, these look so wet. Like it literally looks like my eyeballs, like I used like a liquid shadow or something. I'm impressed so far, you guys. That is so pretty. Okay, and then I want to move on to lower lash. So I'm pretty much just gonna use all of the same shades that we used on the top and really just start to buff those down here on my lower lash line. All right, using that deeper shade right here. I can say that these mattes in here are so easy to use. Like I feel like they're just like blending themselves, honestly. And then I want to add an inner corner highlight. I am going to go into the shade Self Love here in the corner. And I'm going to take like the more white side because it is a swirl pan. So I'm going to go into like the corner of it where it's a little more white and use that for the inner corner. So this one's like a pink shade. Kind of like the Rose Quartz. There we go. So add a little bit of that right here just to give a little pop to our inner corner. I'm going to add a tiny, tiny, tiny bit of it right here to my brow bone as well. Okay, I have to say I am digging this eye look. I think it's so cool. I'm going to go ahead and add some mascara and some lashes, and then we'll try out that face gloss because I'm so curious on that one. Okay, as if I couldn't be any more obsessed with this look, the lashes, you guys, just elevated this so much. I used Lilly lashes. I feel like I had to in the style Miami. So now let's go ahead and try out the face gloss. I do want to mention I don't have any powder right now on my face at all. I just have my foundation and everything else, but I don't have any powder, and I didn't apply any highlight as well because I wanted to try it out and see how it would look on the skin without any other highlight or with any powders, because I do think with it being a balm, you are going to want to apply it, I think, to your bare face without any powders. So let's go ahead and start trying this out. I'm very curious. So in Huda's video, she just basically put her finger into it and then just like put it on the high points of her cheeks. So that's what I'm going to do. You can feel the little pearls in here. Like you can feel them. They're definitely raised. And I think those are what have like the pigment to them. So I think it just depends on like where you grab, but up here, they're a little more raised than they are down here. So I'm just going to kind of grab some, throw my hand, and then I'm just going to start to apply this here to the high points of my face. Okay, I'm definitely seeing it. See, I don't know if I'm gonna like love this because I typically am someone who likes to use powder, so I think this is gonna be someone who's like really into more of like a glowy complexion, doesn't like to use powders. Obviously it's like, you know, a gloss, a face gloss. I definitely think you can see it. It has a pretty shift to it. Let's add a little to her nose. I know in her video she kind of put it like all over her face. She even added it to like the apples right here, so I think that's going to definitely emphasize any texture, but you can definitely see it. It's very subtle though. I do think it's like a very, you know, subtle glow, but I do think it's pretty. I just don't know that it's something I'm going to reach for a bunch because personally it's not like necessarily my makeup style. And I do think I can kind of get a similar look from like a lot of other products that I do have. I know it put some of the foundation like back in here, but I don't see it like picking up the foundation on my skin, which is good. So I don't know. I feel like I want to try this out a little bit more, but as of right now, I'm kind of like I could probably do without this. And I do feel like it's going to be one of those things like you're going to tell that my hair is going to stick to, and I hate something like that. Unless if my hair is up, I like do not want my makeup sticking to it. And I think that with your hair down, let's go ahead and try it and see if it's going to stick. It's not too bad. It did stick a little bit though. But with it being a gloss, like that's to be expected. But I do think it's pretty. It definitely gave, you know, a little something to the cheeks. I do think it's nice. I just, like I said, I don't know if it's like for me in particular. So I am going to line my lips with one of her lip liners. I love these. These are called the Lip Contour 2.0. And this shade right here is in Muted Pink. So I'm going to first just line my lips. This is a really creamy, nice, long-lasting formula. My daughter is up with my husband and I can just hear her losing her marbles. So good thing we're coming to the end here. I'm going to go ahead and use the Rose Quartz Lip Balm. Ooh, that is pretty. I like that. It's a pretty color. This is a really nice formula too if you haven't tried it out before. It's really hydrating and it reminds me almost of like a, what am I thinking of? Like a lip oil. It kind of feels similar like texture wise, but it is a little bit thicker than a lip oil. So in my opinion, it stays around a little bit longer. And it is nice and hydrating, so it kind of almost feels too like a lip balm. That is pretty, especially over top of that lip liner. Very cute. Okay, you guys, here is our final look using the entire Rose Quartz collection from Huda Beauty. What do you guys think? I'm like feeling myself right now. I feel like my complexion also does look really good. Something about like not using powder sometimes. I'm like, should I do that more often? Let me know. But I think it looks actually nice. I'm pretty impressed with all of these products, to be honest, but let's go ahead and zoom out and I will just share my very final thoughts. Okay, here we are all zoomed out, and I have to say this eyeshadow palette, it did it for me. I feel like I am feeling this look. I think it looks so pretty. I definitely know what she was saying about the duochromes in here. I do think they are unique in how like wet they look on the eye and how much of a shift they have to them. I'm very curious to try the rest of the shades in here, but so far I do think I will get a lot of use out of this. I think it has a lot of looks you can create with it too, and I do think since it is, you know, one of her palettes that does have more neutral tones in here, I do think you can get some pretty wearable looks in here too. Like if you were to just do the mattes, maybe this all over your lid, I do think you could get some wearable shades, but I also think you get some really fun colors too. And I'm kind of curious to try these like over top of like a black base, because I think that would be super pretty. Like if I did this purple or even this one over top of a black base, like I wonder what they do. So I'm definitely going to try that as well. So I would say get your hands on this. Definitely pick it up during the sale. If you're into the color story, I think this is going to be like a hot ticket item. I think it's very pretty. And then as far as the face glow goes, face gloss, I don't know. Like if this is something you're into, now looking at my face, like, do you think it looks like better now that I'm like zoomed out? I think it definitely made my face look nice and like wet. And I think it's pretty. If it doesn't stick, like if my hair doesn't stick to it too bad, I might use this because I do think it does look nicer than I thought. So I don't know. I feel like I'm like on the fence about this. I want to try it again and see what I think, you know, try it a few different ways. But as of right now, I'm kind of leaning like, if you want to try this, I wouldn't think it would be horrible to try, but I'm also not like crazy about it. So I'm kind of on the fence with this one. And then the lip balm, I do think is really pretty. I like this color a lot, especially with that lip liner. Brushes were really good. I did enjoy those as well. So definitely let me know. I'm very curious to hear your thoughts down below on this collection, what you guys think. Comparison wise, do you think it's similar to the other palettes? Are you excited about this launch? As I said, I will have it linked down below as soon as I can. Thank you as always for watching, and I'll see you in my next one. Bye.